Great Britain is about to make its World Baseball Classic debut. A country not usually associated with baseball, they've put together a talented roster that will try to make a big splash in its first WBC. In the qualifier for the 2013 WBC, they picked up one win over the Czech Republic, but lost badly in the other two matches, 11-1 to Canada and 16-1 versus Germany. In the 2017 WBC qualifier, they got two wins, a 14-0 blowout over Pakistan and a 4-3 upset win over Brazil, but they were beaten twice by Israel and came one win short of qualifying. In last fall's WBC qualifier, they took it up another step, from one win to two wins to three, 14-4 over France, 8-1 over Germany, and then a come-from-behind walk-off win in extra innings over Spain 10-9 to qualify for the WBC. For the 2023 WBC, they'll be in Pool C, along with USA, Mexico, Colombia, and Canada. They're considered a long shot to advance. They'll be the underdog in all four of their games. But they have enough good players on their roster to be a threat to any team they face. They'll be looking to get at least one win to avoid the cellar and get that automatic bid for the next WBC. Let's see what they've got, beginning with the pitchers. Ian Jabot made 33 relief appearances for the Cincinnati Reds in 2022. 34 2/3 innings, 48 strikeouts, ERA 4.67, WHIP 16.15. Andre Scrubb played for the Houston Astros in 2020 and 2021. Threw about 20 innings in both seasons. WHIP was the same, about 14.70 each year, but his ERA shot up from 1.90 to 5.03. Last year he only threw 6 2/3 innings at Single-A Fayetteville. Akil Morris played 3 seasons in MLB, last appearing in 2018. That year he threw 14 innings of relief and allowed 9 runs. Last summer he played independent ball at Long Island, making 24 starts, 122 innings, ERA 5.65, WHIP 16.39. Vance Worley played 8 seasons in MLB from 2010 to 2017 with a 4.09 ERA and 667 innings, mostly as a starter. Played independent ball last summer at King County with a 4.89 ERA and 18 starts, 114 innings. Left-handed pitcher Michael Roth played 3 seasons in MLB, ending in 2016, had an ERA of 8.50 over those 3 seasons. Last played in the Major League system in 2018 at AAA, recording a 4.35 ERA and 101 innings, mostly as a starter. Tyler Visa was a Twins prospect at the start of last summer. At AA Wichita, he threw 18 1/3 innings with an ERA of 0.49, but at AAA St. Paul his ERA was 7.08 in 20 1/3 innings. Then in the CPBL he was used as a starting pitcher, 5 starts, 32 innings, ERA 2.51, WHIP 11.13. Graham Spraker pitched at AAA Buffalo in the Blue Jays system last year. 29 games, 37 innings, 44 strikeouts, ERA 4.82, WHIP 14.20. 23-year-old Tanaj Thomas reached AA Altoona in the Pirates organization last year. 37 games, 50 innings, 52 Ks, ERA 3.02, WHIP 12.63. 24-year-old Donovan Benoit, a Reds prospect, played at High Single-A Daytona last year. 33 games, 45 innings, 61 Ks, ERA 4.0, WHIP 1200. Daniel Cooper, now 36, played in the MLB system from 2009 to 2011 and made it to AA Jackson in the Mariners system. He played in the Australian League for the 2014-15 season, throwing 18 games in relief, and hasn't been heard from since. 22-year-old Joseph King, just drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. He pitched at California University last summer. 14 starts, 72 innings, ERA 3.72, WHIP 13.07. 23-year-old Ryan Long played at Single-A Delmarva in the Orioles system last year. 10 starts, 11 relief appearances, 72 innings, 73 Ks, ERA 3.10, WHIP 12.52. 27-year-old lefty Mackenzie Mills played a little in the Mexican League last summer. Didn't do very well, surrendered 18 runs in 18 innings. He did better in independent ball at Southern Maryland. 12 starts, 72 innings, ERA 2.99, WHIP 11.89. Cam Opp is a 27-year-old lefty in the New York Mets system. Coming off a rough year, at AA Binghamton he gave up 6 runs in 6 2/3 innings. At Single-A Brooklyn, 31 innings with a 5.23 ERA. Michael Peterson threw 1 perfect inning at the rookie level in the Rockies organization last year. That was following a 2-year absence from the Major League system. He was previously a Brewers prospect who'd reached High Single-A in 2019, recording a 3.0 ERA and 54 innings of relief, with 65 strikeouts. And Alex Webb, a former Reds prospect, last seen at High Single-A Daytona in 2018, where he posted an 8.20 ERA in 18 2/3 innings. One Major League pitcher and 5 ex-Major League pitchers, and those ex-Major League pitchers were either struggling at a lower level last year or not playing at all. A few up-and-coming prospects that could really shine in this tournament, but not enough to make a really good bullpen. Not sure what their starting rotation will look like. Jabot hasn't started a game in his 4 Major League seasons. Scrub hasn't been a starter since his college days. Vance Worley was a decent starter years ago, but his ERA was nearly 5 in an independent league last year. Tyler Visa would be a good choice. He started in the CPBL last year. Other guys with starting experience, you've got one from an independent league, one from the lower levels of the minors, and one straight out of college. One thing's for sure, they'll need to hit the ball if they're going to win in this tournament. In the outfield, they've got Dodgers hitter Trace Thompson, coming off the best season of his 6-year Major League career. In 80 games, he hit 13 home runs and slashed .256, .353, .507. He strikes out a lot, though. More than 1 in 3 plate appearances ended in a strikeout. Spent a lot of time in each outfield position last year, more in left than anywhere else. 25-year-old switch hitter Chavez Young is a Blue Jays prospect who reached AAA Buffalo for the first time last year. In 65 games, he stole 20 bases and hit .234, .331, .351. He also looked good in the Puerto Rican League this winter. 13 games, 52 plate appearances, .289, .385, .422. But for some reason only stole 1 base. Most of the time plays in center, sometimes in left and right. 25-year-old Matt Koperniak, a left-handed batter in the Cardinals organization. He played just 2 games at the AAA level, spent most of the year at AA Springfield. 106 games, 14 home runs, with a line of .288, .359, .442. He usually plays in left, a little in right. Deshaun Knowles, a 22-year-old Angels prospect. After putting up an .878 OPS at low single-A Inland Empire, he was promoted to high single-A Tri-City. He played in 84 games, stole 13 bases, and slashed .234, .307, .287. Plays mostly in center, can also be used at short. 27-year-old Anthony Seymour, a switch hitter and former AA Marlins prospect. He played for 2 different independent league teams last year. 93 games, 30 stolen bases, .253, .318, .395. Almost always plays in center field. In the infield, there's Lucius Fox, a 25-year-old switch hitter who made his Major League debut with the Nationals in 2022. Nothing great about his debut, he went 2 for 25. At AAA Rochester, he played in 55 games, slashed .228, .306, .340. His usual position is short, can also be used at second and third. Darnell Sweeney played in 38 games over 2 Major League seasons, last appearing for the Blue Jays in 2018. Most recent assignment was independent ball in Kansas City last summer. 92 games, 13 homers, and 31 steals, .321, .410, .490. Last year he played at second, third, center, and left, more than 20 games at each position. 29-year-old left-handed hitter Alex Crosby. He hit the walk-off sac fly in the qualifier over Spain to clinch the team spot in the WBC. Never played in the Major League system, been playing independent ball since 2015. Last season he played in 117 games at Southern Maryland, stole 14 bases, and slashed .278, .328, .393. Played most games at third, a little at first. The year before it was the opposite, mostly at first and a little at third. 23-year-old B.J. Murray, another switch hitter, reached high single-A South Bend in the Cubs organization. 56 games, .273, .388, .406. Mostly plays at first, a little at third. Nick Ward is a 27-year-old left-handed batter who briefly reached AAA in the Oakland A's system back in 2018. Last year he played independent ball in Washington. 82 games with 19 home runs and 18 stolen bases. .349, .478, .620. This winter he played in the Australian League. 40 games, 11 home runs. .344, .418, .643. His usual position is second, occasionally used at short. 26-year-old Justin Wiley has never played in the Major League system, an independent league player since 2019. In 2022, he hit 20 home runs and stole 12 bases in 93 games in New Jersey. .306, .398, .564. Preferred position is second base, can also be used at short and in the outfield. Behind the plate, they've got Harry Ford, or Harrison Ford if you like, a 20-year-old Mariners prospect. In 104 games at Single-A Modesto last year, he hit 11 home runs, stole 23 bases, and slashed .274, .425, .439. And 24-year-old Euro Forbes. He last played at Division II Franklin Pierce University in 2019. 51 games, 7 home runs, 302, 369, 493. Only 2 active Major League hitters and only 1 ex-Major League hitter. The rest are minor league prospects and independent league players. But the numbers they put up last summer look pretty good. There may be a few future Major League hitters here, and hitters like that can really come through in a tournament like this. So like with most other teams, hitting is the strength. Will it be enough to lead the team to a win? It's possible. But if I were to rank the hitting and pitching in this pool, Britain would come in last in both categories, so they'll need to play their absolute best to get a win. I would point to their game with Canada as their most likely chance to pull off an upset. Canada will probably use their worst starting pitcher, and that will give Britain's hitters a chance to really put some runs on the board. Chances of them getting a single win in this pool, I'd say is about 15%. As for advancing, their best shot is to beat Canada or Colombia, then pulling off a huge upset over USA or Mexico, creating a 3-way tie for second. But I don't see any way that'll happen. 1 win is the most this team will be able to get. Anyway, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.